次にはイラク国内にありますクルド自治共和国の政府代表から現状についてのレポートをしていただきます。
من عبد الله حاجي محمود اندامي برلماني كردستاني العراق
私はアブドラハジ・マフムードクルド議会の議員であります。
اندامي كومالي درستاياتي ياباني كردي
私はクルド日本友好議員連盟のメンバーでもあります。
لقل هاوكارم برز دكتور فرساد بيك وعبيل كردستاني العراق
ドクトル・フェルサート議員でありますイラクのクルドから来ました。
سلاوي قالوا برلماني كردستان كان كراغيني
クルド国民とクルド議会の要望はお願いします。
رابورتك معناه بدور درجي وبكرتي لسر روشي سياسي هريم كردستان العراق ونعشقه
クルドのことについてはこれから報告をします。
هاوكارم دكتور فرساد بشكشتاني
ドクトル・フェルサー議員様は説明をします。
زور سباس
よろしくお願いします。
My presentation in English. I'm sorry because time is limited. I'm reading fast this presentation. Kurdistan region, historical, political, and legal reading. General information on Kurdistan region. Total areas is estimated about by 86,000 kilometers. Total population is estimated by 5 million people. Texture, Kurdistan region is made up of Kurdish, Turkmen, Kildan, Assyrian, and Arabs. Religions. The religion embraced regions of Islam, Christian, Yazidi, Zardashti, Judaism. Currently, Kurdistan region is federal part of Iraq, and it is also known as the southern part of the Grand Kurdistan. Historical background of Kurdistan. After the Battle of Chaldiran in 1514 between the Uthmanis and Safavids, Kurdistan region has been divided into two parts. After World War I, and according to the Treaty of Sevres, signed in 1920, the right of self-determination of Kurdish people was acknowledged by major powers. The Treaty of Lausanne in 1923, all rights of Kurdish people stated in the Treaty of Sevres, and Kurdistan was practically divided into four parts. This part of the Kurdish people was forcibly annexed to the Republic of Iraq, despite the fact that it has its own geography, language, history, and culture. After that, the Kurdish people suffered from successive campaigns of repression, genocides, and Anfal. A similar case of Hiroshima and Nagasaki happened in Halabja when 5,000 people died within a few minutes as a result of using forbidden chemical weapons. 182,000 people were buried alive within the notorious Anfal campaigns. 4,500 villages were totally devastated, and thousands of young people have been executed without trial. These campaigns of the repression and genocides promoted the Kurdish people with all its components to start its liberation movement, and thousands of young people carried out arms and formed the brigades of Peshmerga. Concerning all these atrocities and crimes against the Kurdish people, the international community was not active and it did not intervene. The intervention of the international community in Kurdistan region. The struggle and revolution of the Kurdish people has culminated to a popular uprising in 1991 that overthrew Ba'athist regime. when the Ba'ath regime decided to retake Kurdish territories by the force of tanks and artillery, the million migration wave started toward the borders of Iran and Turkey, where many children died as a result of hunger and cold weather. Due to the miserable situation, the Security Council got involved and issued the resolution 688 in February 5th, 1991, through which a safe haven or no-fly zone was established in Kurdistan region. Internationalization of crimes committed against Kurdish people. Those crimes committed against Kurds is by all massacres are regarded crimes against humanity, war crimes and genocides. Until now, these crimes are not officially acknowledged on the United Nations and the international level as crimes against humanity, except several European parliaments. Therefore, we aspire as two representatives of the Kurdish people to exploit his conference to present the crimes perpetrated by the Iraqi regime at that time in an attempt to regard the following acts as genocides and crimes against humanity. One, the infantilization of 182,000 innocent people in Germian region, the burning alive of 8,000 people in Barzan area, killing more than 5,000 people and bombing Halabja with chemical gases, damaging more than 4,500 villages, the imprisonment, torture and execution of thousands of Kurdish young people. ISIS crimes against Yazidis and Christians of Kurdistan. In June 2014, ISIS controlled wide territories of Iraq after the collapse of Iraqi army in these areas. In August 2014, ISIS has perpetrated the following crimes against the people of Kurdistan. One, committing a genocide against Yazidis. Two, thousands of Yazidi girls have been enslaved and sold in the local markets of ISIS-controlled area. Three, thousands of Yazidi young people have been buried alive only because their religion is Yazidi. Four, thousands of Yazidis were displaced and made harsh conditions. Five, killing Christian and overtaking their preparators and displacing thousands of Christians, despite that these areas are considered their historic homeland. Victims of terror war in the last 3 years. The big military achievements were not easy. More than 1,500 Peshmerga have been murdered and there was more than 7,000 casualties. Kurdistan region needed the support of the international community for treating these wounded people. Security in Kurdistan region. Despite that the front line is only a few kilometers away from main cities and towns of the region, the security force managed to keep security inside and outside cities, and there is no considerable security threats and incidents in that period. Election in Kurdistan region. In May 19, 1992, the first general election has been held, which culminated the establishment of the Parliament of Kurdistan region. On October 4th, 1992, the Kurdish Parliament decided to make the relationship with Baghdad on the basis of federalism within a free and federal Iraq that should have a parliament that respects the principles of human rights and international treaties. Every 4 years, a general election are held in Kurdistan, and the latest one was in 2013, in which 111 members of parliament were elected with 30% dedicated to women and 11 seats dedicated for minorities like Christian and Turkmen. Political system in Kurdistan region. Kurdistan region enjoys a parliamentary political system, and the government is nominated and followed up by the parliament. Executive authority is composed of the region presidency and the council of ministry. There is collaboration between the legal and executive institution in terms of the distribution of distributing authorities. The judicial system in the region has its own independent authority. In Kurdistan region, there are other important institutions like Integrity Foundation, the Divan of Financial Monitoring, the Independent Foundation of Human Rights, and the Public Prosecution. Coexistence in region Kurdistan. Kurdistan region is multi-ethnic and multi-religious area, and their relationships are organized through legislation. The Act of Minorities Protection in 2015. Out of 111 Parliament Kurdistan, 11 cities are allocated to minorities such as Turkmens and Christian. Amid the sectarian war since 2006 and the war against ISIS in 2014, tens of thousands of Sunni, Shia, Christian, Turkmen, Yazidi, Shabab, Kakai, Sabia have come to Kurdistan region because it is a safe haven in which people of different religious sects and ethnicities live peaceful life. Kurdistan region and Iraq after 2003. After the collapse of Iraqi regime in 2003, a federal system was agreed upon and it was officially voted in 2005 on the basis of equal nationalism, political diversification, democracy, and coexistence. The rights of Kurdish people have been ensured in the Iraqi constitution. However, most articles and laws are not practically implemented. After the passing of 12 years, the ruling of Iraq has not significantly changed in terms of managing resource and capacities. Conflicts and tension between Iraq and Kurdistan region. The areas of conflict between the region and the central authority that are presumed to be still by the Act 140 of 2007. The items of this act were not implemented on the ground. Although Peshmerga is a principal part of the Iraqi defense system, the salaries, weapons, and other military requirements were not provided by the Iraqi government. There is a conflict over oil and gas extraction and design. From May 2014 onwards, the budget of the region has been cut from Baghdad. More than 1.5 million displaced people are living currently in the region, but the drug, food, and other material, social, and psychological support is not provided by the central government, despite the fact that the region suffers from a tough financial crisis. Reforms and combating cooperation. Under the direct supervision of Masoud Barzani, the president of Kurdistan region, a reformation process was community to counter corruption. Important achievements have been fulfilled in this regard, and the shortcomings of the governmental policy were pinpointed. There is a strong will for beginning reformation and countering corruption, and we need your help in this regard. The economy of Kurdistan region. After the cut of budget from Baghdad, the source of economy are composed of following: oil, agriculture, and taxes. Thousands of foreign companies work in Kurdistan, which provide fertile setting for investment and job opportunities. The region exports 600,000 barrels per a day via Turkish Ceyhan port. Moreover, most giant oil companies work in Kurdistan. There a big oil and gas reserve, and the region is promoting this field. Lessons learned from this crisis, oil prices and the financial crisis. The region, and in collaboration with MIF and the UN, has set an economic reformation plan. The region learned important lessons. For example, it should not further depend solely on oil exports, and the region is enhancing the sectors of agriculture, industry, tourism, service, taxes, and other resources of economic. The right of self-determination and referendum. The self-determination of all peoples is one of the principal items of international law. Therefore, the Kurdish people has this right according to all legal standards. Kurdistan has been annexed to Iraq by force, and since then the Kurdish people was exposed to repression and genocide. Kurds have their own language, history, culture, and geography. It is time for action and decision. After waiting for more than 12 years for federalism and equal nationalism in Iraq, nothing was achieved. As that time passes, the situation in Iraq deteriorates further, and the sectarian and ethnic conflicts widen. Therefore, we have the right to go back to the people of Kurdistan and ask them whether they still want to be part of Iraq or to be separated. A general referendum is to be held in 2017, and we ask the United Nations and the international community to monitor this referendum and respect its outcome. Foreign relations of Kurdistan region. There are 36 consulates and representation of different countries that include the permanent members of Security Council. There are 14 representatives of Kurdistan region in other countries. During the war against ISIS, many nations have supported Kurdistan region. The relationship of the region are established on the basis of mutual respect and understanding. Relation between Japan and Kurdistan region. The Japanese model of building a modern state is very important and attractive. In the last period, there was deep cooperation between both parties, and Japan was always supporter of the Kurdish people. The Japanese consulate in Erbil is very influential. The Kurdistan Friendship Group in the Japanese parliament has been attempting to enhance cooperation and increase the aids. Hence, we, on behalf of the Parliament of Kurdistan, highly appreciate their assistance. Appeals and recommendation. The Kurdish people needs the support of the international community. We ask the Japanese people to back us so that we can benefit from their experience to rebuild our nation. Currently, there is about 2 million displaced people in Kurdistan, which is a heavy burden on the region. We ask the Japanese parliament and government to help displaced people, particularly in terms of drugs and other medical staff, in order to rehabilitate the areas liberated from ISIS like Shingal. We seek the help and support of international community. Thank you for you to listen. Thank you very much.
どうも今日は参加させていただきましてどうもありがとうございます。イラク・クルド自治政府代表の方にちょっと質問なんですが、独立を考えているということですが、そのことに対してトルコからのですね、プレッシャーないしは、国際社会のコンセンサス、例えばロシアですとかアメリカですとかそういった国との、関係性はどのように考えておりますでしょうか。
الريفراندوم ده كان ريفراندوم يتكلم برنسيبا كان ياسين ودولتي وأو ما فما في شرواي جاني كردستانا دجي هيز دولتي كنيا نا أمريكا نا روسيا نا تركيا نا هيز دولتي كي تريد دراسة وبو ممارسة كردن وبيادة كردني أو ما فش إمانا رزاما دي لكسور دقني وانا برسيش بكز دقين تنها فهي استرين إرادة جاني كردستانا وجاني هما نقرينا.
どうもありがとうございました。
Galaxy Bus.
まず、イラクのクルド自治政府の代表の方に、モスルの IS が陥落した後ですね、イラク国内の情勢はどういうふうになるのかと。
گۆڕانکارێکی گەورە لە ناوچەکە ڕوەدا بە تایبەتی لە عێراق هەرێمی کوردستانیش بەشێکە بێ لە گۆڕانکاریانە هەرێمی کوردستان خۆی ئامادە کردو بۆ گۆڕانکاریانە و پرۆژەیەکیمان هەیە بۆ ئەوەی ڕاپرسی ئەنجام بدەین کە مافێکی دەستوری و قانونیە لە هەم لە عێراق هەم مافی هاوڵاتیانی کوردستانە ئەو گۆڕانکاریانە بە هەر ئاراستەیەک بوو لە کاتی خۆیان مامەڵی لەگەڵ دەکەین.
Meaning that you're going to start the independence process after that?
لەو ڕاپرسێدا گەلی کوردستان چ بڕیارێکیدا ئەوە بێتە بڕیاری گەل.
The parliamentary election will be held in September, I hear. Then you are planning the national referendum of independence. If you go to do that, when?
Referendum, not limited time, September or November, October, not limited time. But since 2017, in Kurdistan have the referendum. The referendum not to independence community. No, the referendum, the people of Kurdistan decision, part of the Iraq or separated in Iraq. Referendum, two questions. Will be part of Iraq or independence, not in independence economy. Now, independence economy in Kurdistan. We have oil, we have natural gas, we have any resource in Kurdistan. Okay?
There's a big problem with the budget. Central government of Iraq doesn't pay KRG budget at all. What do you do with this unpaid budget problem? Or when you achieve independence, you ask the central government to pay the debt they owe to you, or you forget about the problem?
سەبارەت بە بودجەی هەرێمی کوردستان کە لەلایەن حکوومەتی عێراقەوە بڕاوە، یەکێکە لە کێشەکانی هەرێمی کوردستان و بەغداد، بەڵام خۆشبەختانە هەرێمی کوردستان توانی لەسەر پێی خۆی ڕاوەستێ وێڕای ئەوەی کە شەڕی داعشی بەسەر دەهات کە زەختێکی زیاتر کەوتە سەر هەرێمی کوردستان لە ڕۆی ئابووریەوە. جگە لە شەڕی داعشیش ئاوارەیەکی زۆر لە هەرێمی کوردستانە زیاتر لە 2 ملیۆنە. بە هەموو ئەم قەیرانانەوە حکوومەتی هەرێمی کوردستان لەسەر پێی خۆی ڕاوەستاوە تا ئێستا. لەبەرەوە لە داهاتوودا مستەقبەلمان باشترە بێ، گرفتێکی ئەو تۆمان نابێت لە ڕووی اقتصادیەوە. هەرێمی کوردستان ژێرخانێکی گاز و نەوتی زۆری هەیە.
安定的に、パイプライン等で、輸出ができるのかどうかと。
بەڵێ ئێمە تەوان هەرێمی کوردستان زۆری پێ باشە کە لە ڕووی اقتصادیەوە بە تایبەتی نەوت هەناردە بکات هەم لە ئێرانەوە هەم لە سووریاوە. وەزی ناوچەکە ئاڵۆزە ئەمنێت نییە، لەگەڵ ئاسایی بوونەوە هەنگاوی بۆندرێ. لەگەڵ تورکیا ئێستا هەمانە لە ئایندەدا هەوڵە درێکە فراوان بکرێ. لەگەڵ ئێران لە گفتوگۆداین تا ئێستا چەند پرۆژێک تەقدیم کراوە بۆ ئەوەی کاری لەسەر بکرێ.
日本はイラク南部に石油利権を抱えておりますけども、今後日本に対する石油天然ガスの輸出は可能か否かと。
بالنسبة إما جابون يكك الدولة زور جرينجا كان وزور حزد كين إما بيوندي سياسي وأبوري ما لقى جابون هذا. إما إستا 600,000 برميل روجانا لرجاي بندري جهاني تركي أنا عدي بازار كاني زهان دكين. وبلان هي كاستاتسن بايب لاين دي كابوري كي نوت لرجاي إيران وإن شاء الله لداها توش بتعبت لرجاي سوريا ككردكان من لو شو أنا مسيطرن باكوري سوريا هم بتواني نوت هناردب كين جو بازار كاني زهان. لبروي كردستان احتياطي شي جوري نوتو غازي هي. يوادارين ياباني كبير كرياركاني نوتي كردستان هم كواليتي في باشي هي هم اما دايما هي بوهر تسهيلات راست اما تاس السر بخوي مرانا جاندو بلام دولتاني دنيا زور مباشر تعامل لقال كردستان دكان هسه هيك رجليك نيه جابان بيت نوتي كردستان بكره.
About the military question, and you have very strong self-defense forces called Peshmerga, and how about the military assistance from foreign countries? Who is the main supporter of Peshmerga, your government? And you have 200,000 land troops, so we hear, but do you have air force? Do you have air fighter?
سەبارەت بە ئەو چەکانی کە ئێمە ڕوبەڕووی جەوی ببینەوە، هاوپەیمانان ئەو فراکان بۆ پڕکردوونەتەوە. ئەمریکا و زۆرێک لە وڵاتانی ئەوروپا پشتیوانی سەربازیان کردوین. لە ڕێگەی پەیوەندیەکانی دەرەوە حکوومەتی هەرێم گفتوگۆ کراوە لەسەر ڕێکخراندۆ و سەربەخۆیی هەرێمی کوردستان. تا ئێستا نەمان بیستووە هیچ دەوڵەتێک ناڕازی بێ.
How about the Air Force?
How about Air Force?
ئێمە لە کاتی شەڕی داعش هاوپەیمانان لە ئاسمانەوە کوردستان و پێشمەرگەیان دەپاراست و بە تەئکید لە کاتی سەربەخۆیی ئێمە پلانمان دەبێت بۆ ئەوەی سیادەی ئاسمانیشمان هەبێ هەروەکو چۆن سیادەی زەویمان دەبێت سەروەری ئاسمانیشمان هەبێ و فڕۆکەی وڵاتان چی مەدەنی سپەیرانی ئەسکەری بێن لە کوردستان هەڵگیشت و هەڵگیشتنەوە.